Okay, now what I was saying at the tail end of the last video is that what they can do is literally take a target's voice print, okay, which means my actual voice, and put it in a software program. It's called voice modulating, voice synthesizing, voice morphing. And then what they can do with the software, it's extremely sophisticated software that's run by artificial intelligence, and it does have a person that's actually monitoring the actual artificial intelligence. It's a software program. And what this technology can do is literally pick out specific types of commands that they want to transmit into a target's head using the target's algorithm voice print, okay, in reference to whatever's transmitted. So in other words, if they have they have the software and the artificial intelligence that runs it, and what they do is will pick specific types of statements, commands, or suggestions, okay, from the software, because the software is nothing but an entire dictionary of the English language or whatever language that they're using in reference to that specific type of target. And this dictionary also has slang terms that it can also use. The artificial software and the computer it's using runs on trillions of flops per second, which means it's running trillions of times faster than a human brain even processes its own information. Now, what this computer software does is that as a result of it having the entire dictionary of English words, it's got the capacity to literally be able to streamline words into sentences, okay, coherent sentences that make up directions, suggestions, commentary, okay, just like I'm speaking to you right now. What I am speaking to you and saying to you right now is nothing but words that are streamlined together to make sentences in order to be able to describe something. And this is literally what the software can do, okay? Now, the software, when it's got a person's voice print, their algorithm voice print, the actual sound of my voice, the type of voice it is, my literal voice print in the software, what the computer will do then is streamline specific words into sentences in order to comprise either directional commentary, suggestions, or statements. And then what it does is it transmits these directional comments or statements into the target's mind using the voice-to-skull technology. So whatever's transmitted to the target into the target's audio cortex, they're hearing in their own language, and in their own voice print. Okay, so they just consider it as their own subvocal speech, their own internal dialogue, their own thought processes. And since this transmission is transmitted to a target's audio cortex below the perceptual radar, they had no idea that this is being done from a third party, a remote distance. Okay, and if they're hearing statements in their own head in their own voice print, they had no they have no idea that this is being done by a third party. They had no reason to question, okay, what they're hearing. Okay, now when I'm talking to you right now, that's my actual voice talking to you. But when I shut my mouth and think to myself, what I hear in my audio cortex in reference to my own thought processes is called subvocal speech. That means it's internal dialogue. Well, they literally had the technology and the capability to literally do this to people. I strongly suggest that you look at remote neural monitoring. You'll come to understand how that technology is used. It specifically talks about the video and audio cortex. It talks about how transmissions can be transmitted into a target's audio and video cortex. And if you look at, to give you a preliminary introduction in reference to voice morphing, now they have these technologies, these application technologies that you can upload to your iPhone or to your smartphone. And it's either called voice morphing or voice modulating when it comes to that type of application. And you can pick a specific type of TV character's voice, like Popeye, Yosemite Sam, Bugs Bunny, the Chipmunks. And once you pick this particular character's voice print, that's incorporated within the application that you can download to your iPhone, once you download the application, you can then pick a particular character's voice print. Okay, and once you select it, you can then speak into the phone, and anything you say into the phone comes out in that particular character's voice. Yeah, that's to give you a preliminary introduction in reference to how this technology is already out there. Also, there's headphones that are called voice to skull. Skull candy. Skull Candy headphones are, from what I'm hearing on the internet, literally is the type of technology to where you put the headphones on, plug it into a radio, you know, the actual headphones, the headphone jack, plug it into a radio, and whatever you're hearing over the radio bypasses the ear canal, goes straight through the skull and into the person's audio cortex. Same type of technology for high definition audio distinguishable sounds. And so this is what we have to understand, fellow American citizens. If I think to myself, I'm going to go to Walmart, I'm going to go to Ralph's grocery store, okay, and I hear these thought processes in my own subvocal speech, in my own mind, then I have no reason to doubt that these are my own internal processes. Now, I might think to myself, well, why do I want to go to Walmart or whatever? That is a secondary deliberation. But the point I'm trying to make in these organized gang stalking expeditions... Hi, baby. Hello. Hi, sweetie. Hi. What are you doing there? Huh? It's okay. My little birdie that I feed. Anyways, the point of the matter is that when this technology is used for mind control expeditions, what we have to understand is that organized gang stalking, and it's not stalking by gangs, even though the person who's hosting and managing these expeditions can get cooperation from gang members. The point I'm trying to make is that in organized gang stalking expeditions, this technology can be used at a target when a target is deliberately put in an immediate situation as a result of them staging what is known in organized gang stalking circles as a street theater, which means that they'll select a certain amount of people to get along a target's path, or when a target is at a stationary position, like either on a trolley, on a bus, at a trolley station, bus stop, movie theater, any place. And what they'll do is provoke a target. They'll literally get in a target's physical proximity and provoke a target by accusing them of something, acting like or creating dialogue that's meant for witnesses, so the witnesses will believe that the target's the problem by saying that, what are you talking about, or approach a target and treat a target like a target has instigated something when they haven't. And this is done to make it appear to outsiders that the target's the problem, so they can then continue in the expedition in reference to why the actual incident was created to begin with. The whole goal is to paint a picture that a target's a problem to outsiders that might be in the environment as this is going on, and then to expedite the incident. Okay, and so what I'm saying is what they'll do is put a target in an immediate situation where a target feels threatened physically. Then, while that's actually going on, because what we have to remember, it's a staged incident. In other words, they're framing the situation to frame the result. Okay, and this is done so while the target is in this actual incident they're creating towards them physically, that's physically provocative, threatening, they'll literally transmit into a target's audio cortex statements in the target's own voice print algorithm into their audio cortex about how they can react to the situation while they're in it, while they're in an immediate situation that's threatening. Do you see what I'm saying? In order to get the target to act out. So then the target can be blamed for the situation, and so witnesses can also verify that the target was the one who was the causation of the problem to begin with. And these individuals will even stage their own witnesses, okay, to have them blend in with the environment that the incident is happening in, like in a movie theater, a restaurant, a business, a post office, a bank, or whatever. And they'll just have these individuals stand by acting like they're just regular patrons. And then once the incident bears its fruition, its fruits, they'll be used as additional witnesses. And this is literally how this technology is done in order to box a target in to be arrested, to be institutionalized, to have their whole lives taken over as a result of them trying to accuse the target that they're either a threat to themselves or others. And this is literally what they do. Now, my name is Leslie Williams. I strongly suggest that you look at my videos when it comes to learning disabled woman discusses remote neural monitoring or electronic harassment. Make sure you look in the comments feature of this YouTube video, because it's going to have videos that are going to direct you, video titles that you can paste into YouTube that are going to direct you to websites where you can thoroughly understand what psychotronics is, and all the other types of websites and YouTube channels that you can go to that'll flat out literally show you to your face information that you can go to that will describe to you that these technologies and the capabilities and the methods and tactics and the reasons why they're used it will literally be in your face. Okay, that undeniable, undisputable, physical, tangible proof, along with patented technologies that are literally declassified by now. And that's not even including the technologies that are being used that are still classified. Okay, but you got to do the math. You got to do the cross-referencing and the synthesizing of everything that you research, put it together, and then read targets' blogs. That way you can see what they're experiencing and how they're experiencing and where they're experiencing it at. I got to go, and how the government protects it. Got to go, San Diego, California, July 29, 2012.